What's going on, guys? Here we're doing a quick Strobist, really basic Strobist setup. One stand, one umbrella, and one speed light, okay? I don't know if you could see the background. It's not extremely bright, but right now if you were to take a picture, what's going to happen is your subject's going to come out a little darker because there is some light in the background. So instead of slowing down your shutter speed where your background could be really overexposed, what you could do is that you could use a speed light, and you're basically just using it as a fill flash. But with the umbrella attached to it, it's just going to get really soft, okay? Very simple setup. Let me explain how it's done. This is where your subject is standing. You're going to set up the stand, the umbrella stand, basically 45 degrees from your subject. So this is your 90 degrees right here, 45. I mean, if it's off a little, it's not a big deal. All right, so lift up the umbrella and basically just tilt it down, okay? And that's going to be also 45 degrees. If it's not exactly at 45 degrees, it's not a big deal because it's an umbrella setup. An umbrella, when the flash fires, it basically gives you a whole wraparound light. It spreads the light all over. So even if you're off a little, it's not a big deal. So just make sure the umbrella setup, the stand setup is about 45 degrees here. And this, it's not such a big deal. That's pretty much it. In a minute, I'm going to show you the close-up of whatever setup we have. You know, the flash triggers and speed light. And please understand that you have to work with what you have. Just because I'm showing you something doesn't mean that you have to have this equipment. If you have $30 triggers from Cowboy Studios, or if you have $500 Pocketwizards, or you know, a $60 YN560 flash, or a $500 you know, SB900 or SB910, it doesn't matter. Work with whatever you have, and you know, just take it from there. So this is just a basic one light setup. You can expand this and do a two light setup. I have no idea who's calling me. Sorry about that. You can also do, if one side of the subject is slightly darker, you could use a reflector to bounce that light off of that and fill the darker areas. We'll go into that in another video. I just want to give you guys the basic Strobist setup with one speed light. All right, let me show you guys the setup. D3s, 7200, and Pocketwizard Flex T. Those of you who are not familiar with flash triggers, I'll do a separate video. We have a bunch of flash triggers, and I'll review them and explain exactly. I mean, we have triggers that are $30 from $500. So a separate video. I don't want to, you know, just cream everything into one video right now. So this is basically the flash trigger is going to trigger the speed light here. This is also Pocketwizard Flex T, and this is attached to a battery pack. If you don't have a battery pack, you just use regular batteries. All right, the power that we're using is 1/4 power. This is so simple. I've done a tutorial on how to use manual flash. It's exactly the same way. You take a picture, you pick up your ISO. You're going to pick low ISO because you're using your speed light. So let's say you pick ISO 200. Pick a shutter speed. Let's say 1/200th of a second or 1/250th of a second, depending on your camera. Third thing is your aperture. Let's say you go with I don't know, 3.2, 3.5. You got these settings. Take a picture with your whatever flash power you're using first. And look at the exposure. If it's too bright, reduce the power of your flash, and if it's too dark, increase the power of your flash. So the flash power we're going to use is 1/4. Okay, so when you are doing this at home, start off with 1/2 power or 1/4 power and just work from there. Either you're going to increase it or decrease it. I've done a video on manual flash. Please watch them. There are about 4 videos on flash, and I think 2 videos that are just like basic flash tips. So watch those. This is what the setup looks like. Really basic, simple. Again, guys, you don't have to spend an arm and a leg on this equipment. You can do the same thing with, you know, third-party equipment. And why do we have, you know, why are we using this? We do this for a living, and we all started off with, you know, really basic stuff. You know, I still have my Cowboy Studio triggers, and you just work your way up. So don't think that you have to have really expensive equipment to take good pictures. All right, let's take a look at the pictures now.